All right, thank you, folks. It is 12:01, just coming up 12:02. Grooving to the sounds of Hypnotist right about now. Wellington-based producer. Conflictions is the name of this glitchy block beat track. And we're going to find out more about the bro very shortly. So, who is he and why does he do what he does? Well, Hypnotist is the production project of UK-born, now Wellington-based drummer Leon Falconer. A project that expands from a raw sample-based production approach, drawing from a variety of styles like hip-hop, jungle and breakbeats, with jazz and soul crumbled bites. Even a cat is in the mix. The Diamond EP dropped on March the 20th, a collection of drum-led sample-chopped sonic escapades offering an unapologetically raw journey of production discovery. Leon Falconer, aka Hypnotist, joins me in the studio today to all about making this music, putting it all together, how it all happened in the first place, and of course the eventual release. Kelton, welcome to Radio Active, bro.
Hello mate, how are we?
I'm really good, thanks.
All good. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. It was all...
We'll get there. I'll ask the questions and we'll see where we find ourselves. Now, first of all, you're based in Kapiti, yeah?
No, I'm based in Ira Valley.
Just down the road.
Just down the road.
Okay,
yeah,
cool. But you're from the UK?
Originally, yeah.
Yes. How long have you been here for?
We moved to New Zealand in December 2018.
Yeah.
And very quickly we got to Wellington and I just fell in love with the place.
What made you move to New Zealand in the first place?
Originally I rode mountain bikes.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for like 17 years.
Right.
And
New Zealand good for that. Yeah. Lots of mountains.
Yeah, definitely. The only place I knew was Queenstown.
Okay.
So when we first moved over here, it was like, all right, let's get to Queenstown, and we're on this big road trip. Got to Wellington, and I remember we were on Cambridge Terrace staying at a hostel.
Mm-hmm.
I walked around the corner with the lads, and I just hugged the floor. I was like, there's something going on here. Like, you hear that? Like noise, music.
Yeah.
Like, it just sparked something in my head,
There's
and I was like,
something
do you know what?
about this city.
I need to be here. And the people we had met and parties we'd been to and gigs and stuff, I was like, yeah, I'm living here.
Wow. So mountain biking got you to New Zealand.
Yeah.
And then you sort of found Wellington and said, this vibes.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
nice.
literally. I still pop down to Queenstown, and
Yeah.
I actually left Wellington 3 years ago to live in Queenstown once I got residency.
Yeah.
And that's where music really started for me, like playing live at open mics, and was fortunate enough to be asked to play at some festivals and gigs in town.
Wicked.
But it felt very centered around playing covers,
Mm-hmm.
which absolutely no problem with. I understand
Yeah.
now why people do it, because they get paid
Yeah.
pretty well too. But I knew if I wanted to do music that I had to come back to Wellington.
Right. Your own stuff,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So you were drumming, because you are a drummer.
Yeah, I'm a drummer by instrument.
Right. So
Yeah.
you were drumming with the band, doing covers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a band in Wellington, and I was the one that pulled the plug because I left.
Yeah. Of course. Once the drummer goes.
Sorry guys, I'm sorry. But fortunately for those guys, they all play drums too.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
they filled the void for a bit, and I'd fly up for random parties.
Yeah.
And we played, and we actually booked a studio session once at the old Sandbox,
Mm-hmm.
and got some recordings done. And that kind of triggered me into thinking, all right, if I want to do some music, I will go back to early.
Mm-hmm.
It has to happen at the jazz festival,
Mhm.
kept coming up for, and gigs, and yeah, it was just eating at me. You know, I'd be on site, I'm a landscaper, designer by trade.
Yep.
I just remember being on site thinking, there's got to be something else. You know, not that I'm putting all my eggs in one basket, but yeah, I just had to
Yeah.
give myself a new challenge. You know?
Absolutely, bro. If you're itching for something else,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
Because you know
100%.
that's when you've got to scratch that. You know, that's when you
100%.
got to dive in. So a drummer, but you weren't a producer. You weren't making beats.
Not at all.
What led you to move to that side of your music journey?
So, my housemate, who's also my landlord, when I moved in, there was a spare room. Let me have the drum kit in there for one, and I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Because that's why it's harder to find a place where you can have a drum kit than it is to have 3 cats, a dog, and 2 kids.
Yeah.
It's just a nightmare. And yeah, so within building the studio at home, I bought a PC, which was the first PC I've ever bought.
Okay.
All I knew was Control Delete, Control C, Control V, and how to turn the thing on. And I got Ableton because I had friends that produce, and that's what they used. So I was like, all right, I'll get this.
Yeah.
And then I've got a Yamaha EAD10, which is a condenser mic that captures the whole kit.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
recording that,
Yeah.
and I was having fun with that.
So you were self-recording as a drummer with one mic.
With my mic, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Motown styles.
Yeah, it's pretty ghetto setup. When you go to a studio and there's like 2 overheads and everything, the toms mic'd up and everything else. But when you're playing drums and you start recording, you really dive deep into nuances with dynamics and tonality and everything else. So I was just pushing, learning boundaries and
Right.
getting stuck into that.
So you were recording yourself playing drums?
Yeah.
At what point did it turn into let's make tracks?
What the guitarist in the band that I'm in, he came round and he dabbled with Ableton,
Yeah.
and he was showing me some things that are possible on it, and it blew my mind. He had a push 2 pad and all those lights dancing around, skipping around, and I was like, nah, this is too much. Like, just leave me with the kit, I'm good. And then it was pouring down with rain one Sunday, I think it was. So they didn't want to take the stuff outside, get wet.
Yeah.
So they left it there. And he's like, yeah, it's all set up to use, just go hard. And I was like, oh.
Because of the rain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you
weather.
had free reign on the toys.
Literally was. And I remember, just the first, I think it must have been the Monday, I've just seen it and it's lit up as I've turned on the computer, and I was like, alright, see what this does. I just pressed one button and I was like, oh yeah, alright. It's kind of like drumming.
Yeah.
And then, that was the start. Like, I'm that type of person that once I commit to something, I go all in.
Yeah.
There's no alternative.
Watch out.
Yeah, it's chronic.
Yeah.
Like, for pretty much the past year, I've spent indoors learning about sounds and just coming up with ideas.
Right.
Basically.
So it just snowballed into let's learn more, let's
Yeah.
find out more, let's press more buttons,
Literally.
let's see what that does.
Yeah, whack this one way, turn
Yeah.
that the other way. What does
Wow.
that do? It's
Oh my
just
god, I
yeah.
love this. So organic, it's just like out of curiosity.
literally.
I wonder what that does. Alright, that's
Yeah.
cool. What does that do?
Literally, a friend of mine asked me, like, how do you think you can understand this digital audio interface thing? And I was like, I feel like drums is a cheat code for it.
Yeah.
Because when you're drumming, like, you're not thinking, you're just playing. But realistically, when you look at a drum kit, you've got so many different sounds and tones. And then when you've got a band setting, even having a jam or whatever, you're kind of like live mixing as you're playing.
Yeah.
And you're setting up for the next section and putting in bridges and everything else. And I'm naturally, I think my bandmates would say, a wonky drummer. Like, I like to play with the offbeat rhythms.
You like,
I can
to,
play
you like to
straight.
swing?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I feel like when it comes to production, I'm naturally gravitating towards that too.
Yeah.
That's why things might feel a bit on a lean or
Mhm.
off kilter. Because I've had some feedback from friends and other people that are like, oh yeah, it's different.
I can understand why your music is beat orientated because you're a drummer and that's the rhythms and how the beat moves. It's your thing, right?
Yeah.
And then you just kind of coloured over it with other stuff,
Yeah.
with samples and things, including a cat. I had to bring that one in. There's a cat that makes an appearance in one of the tracks, and I want to find out why.
Well, I don't know if anyone else lives with a cat, but they tend to rule the house.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, her name's Phoebe, and she's the lady of the house. And over the Christmas break when I made the EP, I was looking after her. I And one morning, I've come downstairs and she's just basking in the sun on the step, and I'm like, I'm a dog person naturally, but I was like, damn it, cats are kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand why you'd want to just do that, you know. And she just had this mean purr on, and I was like, whoa, I need to record that. I don't know what for, but I just need to record that. That sounds crazy. And so I did, and then when I was making one of the tracks, I was listening back, doing sound tests downstairs on the sound system and that, and I was like, there's something missing. And then I was sat there on the computer and was like, oh, I wonder what that sample of the purr would be.
That's right, the cat.
Yeah, and I chucked it in. And at first I was like, nah, that's not going to work. But instead of just deleting it straight away, like dismissing it, I knew there was a whole section of audio effects that I hadn't even tried yet.
Okay.
Resonators.
Okay. We've got a crazy sample and a whole bunch of a bank of effects that we haven't tried yet.
Yeah, so just went back into what I knew, which was kind of nothing. I was just like, all right, let's see what this does on that. And then it became part of the track Angels.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How often do you sample things around the house like that? Is it a common thing, or it was just a one-off thing?
That was a one-off thing, but yeah, there's not like a conscious decision to I'm going to go out and sample this or that. It's just literally in the moment you're like, that could be something.
Yep.
And it's crazy, since doing, I guess, production, I'm walking around and I'm hearing things. I'm like, why am I so
your
interested in
ears are tuned into finding different things now.
It's relentless.
Wow.
I've sampled a cafe, just cars passing in the road, people talking, all sorts. It is relentless.
So you're starting to build a sample bank of
Yep.
just recordings.
I need to, when I bought the PC, I was like, right, I get 1 terabyte hard drive, that should do it. I thought that was quite a lot. Now I need to get some external hard drive. It's building up further.
Of course, they have to be high quality recordings.
Yeah. There is something to be said about having a slightly muddy recorder.
Yeah, that's true.
It just makes something feel a bit more organic.
Yeah, if you're going for that kind of texture.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a different world, eh? It's once you start diving into it.
And then, like, a lot of the stuff I've learned has been from YouTube, to be honest, and stuff on like social media. But it's always like, all right, take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
It's like people are basing their opinion as fact. So it's like, okay, read between the lines, like, see what they're saying.
Yeah.
Try it for yourself, but trust your ears.
Yes. Take it as on advice kind of thing, and I'll run with it my own way. Well, you've come up with an album now, Diamonds EP. Will that be your debut?
Yeah.
As a solo artist, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, it came out on the 20th of March. Did you do anything special for the release? Did you have a gig or a listening party, or
No.
not even with the cat?
Not even. No.
It just
came
out.
It came out. I told a few people. So the name of the EP is actually in honor of my dad's DJ name.
Okay.
He used to
Hold the horse. Hold the horse. Dad's a DJ.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You had records in your life all this time? Mate, we skipped the whole chapter of your life that I didn't really needed to know about.
There's some stories to be told.
What kind of music did he DJ?
So some of my earliest memories of being in this flat when I was probably like 3 or 4, and just hearing the subs kick in, and it was all in the realms of house and hip hop.
Yeah.
So he and his collective were running a lot of gigs in South London, and long story short, he's still DJing now, but he does a lot more disco and soul.
Yeah.
So he has a radio station in the UK. And
Stop it! Go Dad!
My last night in the UK, I was on a boat on the Thames with my dad and his DJ lot. And they were just rocking for like 6 hours, just disco.
Awesome.
Vibes.
What does he think about your production journey?
It's like, I owe him a lot because I've sent him a lot of demos of stuff, and it's funny getting some of this feedback. I'm like, okay, it's alright if you don't like it, because I enjoy every single beat that I make.
Yeah.
but there's some that he'll just be straight up like, go on, son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
So,
I mean,
it's cool.
you want somebody who's going to be honest with the feedback, but also constructive, hopefully.
Yeah.
But at the very least, honest and tell you, nah. Keep
Yeah.
working on it, bro.
Yeah.
There's something there, but
Yeah.
and I guess people have been DJing for years and years. They do get an ear for what's good,
Yeah.
what has something there, even if it might not be the kind of music that they're into. They recognise there is something there. Oh, fucking awesome for you, bro. I like this. This is great. So the album's out now. The EP, sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you're already working on the next lot.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm working on some collaborations for some hip hop sounds.
Nice.
So we're steadily working on releasing those. And started the next EP halfway through that one. And amidst everything else that I've been doing, I kind of outlined an album very early on.
Mm-hmm.
So like as I was saying before, when I moved back to Welling and started this whole chapter, I forgot what I was saying. So yeah, basically I've only been doing this since May 2025. So yeah, it's just a lot that's happened.
So you've been at this for a year and you've already released an EP, and you're already working on the next.
I just feel like it's a natural thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't see the point in making something and not having it out.
Yeah.
If the fact that I'm sat here right now feels so surreal, and I never even pictured this being something that could happen,
Mm-hmm.
but I enjoy what I'm doing. Like, I'm pretty obsessed with music in general, so to be able to be a part of something like that in Wellington just confirmed the idea of coming back to Wellington and being part of the solution to Wellington. It just so surreal.
How does it happen performing live? Have you had gigs? Do you play this music out, or do you get a chance to?
I've met a few people recently, and they're like, "Bro, if you can produce, you can DJ," and I'm like, I don't need any more music of it. Like, I appreciate the craft of DJing, but I'd rather just make beats. Like, in this style of music, with the Diamond EP especially, I'd be just blessed that a DJ played it on a sound system.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And that
people,
if they like it,
quite happy feeding the ones who will play it for now.
I
get the feeling that's going to change though. Once you have enough music, you'll be like, all right, time to do a set.
I think for me, if I was going to do anything live, it would have to be with the drums.
Yeah.
Like, playing drums live is just such a beautiful feeling for me.
Well, do you get the chance to do that with a band or with mates?
We did a gig in support of my friend's art show at Rogue and Vagabond back in September, and that's been the only gig that we've done. We are looking at trying to set up kind of casual afternoon gigs at cafes and stuff, but I'm left to being band manager.
Someone has to organise this.
Between sending 10 emails, getting one reply saying thanks but no thanks, and then I'm like, okay. And this has kind of helped feed the narrative into production, because I can just hash away at so many beats and then have an end result.
Yeah, that's the other side of the industry, is actually the hustle and getting out there, sending the emails, making the phone calls, getting rejected, and finding out, why can't I book this gig? It'll happen, bro. And plus, drummers are well sought after. You just gotta hang around long enough, someone will say, yes, we need a drummer. Thank you very much. 21 minutes past 12 is the time, folks. Leon Falconer, aka Hypnotist, joins me in the studio today. His debut EP, Diamonds, is out now. For the people that want to find it, where are you most present online? Where are you most active? Do you have a social, online presence?
Of some sorts, yeah. Mostly Instagram. under the name Hypnotist,
Yep.
with a underscore between Hypna and Tist. There is a YouTube channel, but I have barely put anything up on that.
Yeah.
It's just as
Give
and
it,
when.
give it time.
Yeah.
It's
But then yeah, just otherwise SoundCloud and Spotify.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Now this is an independent release, isn't it? So it's all you
Yeah.
with your own time at your own pace.
Yeah.
So for the people that want to sort of that like the beats and want to hear the next chapter, of course, I'm guessing your both your SoundCloud and your Instagram accounts are the ones to follow.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. I think we've covered everything, bro. So we've got a track standing by called Angels.
Okay.
And the usual last question that I ask is, would you like to send it to anyone, dedicate it to anyone, give anyone flowers, or recognise anyone that we haven't already mentioned?
Or as shout outs go, I reckon my mate Greg, aka Fjordland,
Mhm.
Nate Devine, Alex Hart, and Nihilo.
Awesome. And I'm guessing Dad as well.
Oh yeah,
Your dad.
yeah,
Yeah,
can't forget
DJ.
that. I tried to ring him this morning to tell him that I was going to be coming in today, but yeah, it's a gift and a curse having family on the side of the world.
I'm pretty sure we can get the audio to him, no problem.
Easy.
All right, thank you so much for coming in and keep making
Appreciate
that
it.
music, bro.
Cheers, bro. Thank you.
This is Angels coming from the EP Diamonds. Check it out, folks.